Hey guys, I am so excited today. I've got Mirsada Memic on the show. She is a life coach, motivational speaker. She's co-authored a couple of books. She's publishing another book right now. She's got a really incredible story, and I'm looking forward to sharing that with you guys. How you doing, Mirsada?
I'm doing amazing. How are you? I'm Curtis.
Good. So glad to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Now tell me, did you say you're writing another book right now?
Yes, I'm in the process. Actually, when the kids go to sleep, I wrote 99 pages of the book, Keys to Riches is in the Mind, because I studied the mind and how the power of subconscious mind, how we can heal and process pain and emotions, and I became obsessed sharing this knowledge with the world. So now that knowledge is going to be in the book.
Well, who's your target client? Like, what's the type of things you help people with?
Well, I can help anyone with this information, but my previous client is someone like me, previous version of myself, a mom who feels lost, who might be confused, who might be going through trials, tribulations, wants to contribute, wants to help her husband, just wants to make a difference. And so that's the person I want to work with. Somebody that's driven, hardworking, but knows that there's no such thing as instant gratification. It takes time.
Man, that's a powerful thing to say too. There's no such thing as instant gratification.
Right.
And I can hear you've got is that son or daughter in the video there with you?
So I have my little girl with me. She's right next to me. So she's always part of my coaching. When I'm on the clients 101, you can hear her in the background. So she's always part of my journey.
What's your main, do you have like a target income range, target age range? If you narrowed that down to your perfect client, what does she look like?
She is a previous version of myself. I would say 21 up to 21 to 35. 21 to 35. And for me, I personally believe I can work with anybody because this information, I don't know if you studied, it's about processing pain and emotion, and every human, we're made out of water, so we have pain and emotion, men and women. But my ideal client is women because I feel I can connect to them more, relate to them more. And of course, I'm a European, so the culture can play a huge part. So for me, working with women is something that I feel so passionate about. I love when I see them have breakthroughs. Like I was working with my client Jenny yesterday. It was just so connecting over social media. And I love when she was experiencing this amazing breakthrough. She started shifting. She's like, Marsada, this is amazing. This is so powerful. So I get excited when I see them breakthrough and they have a new glimpse of idea. They say, oh my God, I figured it out. Thank you, Marsada. I love this. So that's why I get so excited. That's my client. And for me, I realized that you can't help, if you try to help everyone, you'll end up helping no one. So you have to narrow it down to what the person wears, where does she spend time with, what does she eat, like get really clear, because you gotta relate to the person. You really gotta have to build a relationship. You really have to care about people. And one thing I learned from my grandfather, he says, Marsada, you can have anything you want when you truly care about others. When you really help them, you get them from A to B, they'll come to you.
Are you taking that advice from your grandpa and passing that down to your kids, like teaching them to talk to people and stuff? Or
yes, everything that my journey started after my grandfather died. After the war, I experienced such an awful tribulations and trials, and the things I saw as a child, it was really painful. So my grandfather was my hero, McCoy. He saved my life. So I knew it was special in one way because he saved my life, and I always, as a little girl, tried to pay it forward to him. And I said, in 2012, McCoy, my life changed when he passed away. He was my hero. He believed in me. He said I was going to change the world. And at that time I was young, I didn't understand it. And in 2012 when he died, McCoy, my heart broke. I went to low self-esteem, depression, anger, anxiety. I mean, I went down the whole path what everybody's experiencing. And nowadays a lot of people are stuck in the 3D negative process, negative emotions, the negative program, negative subconscious program. And McCoy, I came across a book, Think and Grow Rich. At the time I didn't believe in God. Led me down the path to figure out that the brain was a transmitter of frequency, that is constantly transmitting frequency of energy, that how we feel is what we vibrate. And then I went down the spiritual path, and from there it led me to get close to God again, McCoy. And it's my grandfather who I said I want to continue my grandfather's legacy, because McCoy, during the war, he risked his life to save my life, but he saved other children's life. And do you know why he's so special? Because he was an orphan, and he married my grandmother who was orphan. And I said, I want to be one example of my grandfather, because people loved him, people appreciated, people respected him, people wanted his advice, they would find ways to get to his advice. And I want to be that one example of him.
And tell me about that. So you said you lost him in 2012?
Yes.
And
he had cancer.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry for your loss. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yes.
It's always tough when you're real close to somebody. How many years did you get to spend around him before he passed away?
Well, as a little girl, I got to spend time with him right after the war. Like he would buy me candy. He would spoil his grandchildren. I get to, as a little girl, grow up with my grandfather. And then when we came to America, they were still in Bosnia because we had to get the papers and go through the whole procedure. And then if they finally came, I don't know, I think July, I don't know if it's 2000. I cannot tell you the correct information. I have to ask my mother, but I know that when they came, that's when I got closer to my grandfather.
Okay.
That's when he would come to the home. I would cut his hair. Through him, I learned mistakes. You know, he let me cut his hair, and he would give me the advice, and he would teach me to respect. Like, he would teach me all the amazing things, like to be a good person, to do kind things, to do everything with honesty. He would get me close to God. But when I lost him, that's when I lost the faith in God.
And now, so he was a Christian?
No, my friend, I'm Muslim, and I'm proud,
Muslim,
but
okay.
I also have family that are Muslim and Christian. So when I went down that path, McCurtis, I studied all the religions after studying the spiritual path, and then studying a whole bunch of books, 40 books. You see, you can read tons of books, and I thought maybe if I knew everything, people are going to see how smart I am. But the brain is not going to register all that information. And so I started studying down the path, and then I read the Bible, the Quran, all the books, and then I found our brothers and sisters. And, you know, the world tries to make us fight and discriminate and all this, but in reality, there's ignorance has increased and knowledge disappeared. In reality, we're so brothers and sisters, and it's so beautiful. Yes.
You were talking about the war. Tell me about which war for people that don't know, and
In
just give
Bosnia.
us more details about that.
Yes, no problem. So this is a story that goes down to generation. So it started in Bosnia Herzegovina, and I was a baby, I was a child, but this story has been repeated on cycles. Thank you, baby. Story has been repeated on cycles because my parents, my mom, my dad experienced the most horrific things like that. Something similar to what's happening in the world today, but worse. And so as a little girl, I would hear this story over and over. And imagine hearing this, and you can bring the pain back to life. And every time I hear my parents, my father would feel sad, and he would say how, you know, I was a little girl, and we were forced to leave our home, Curtis. We didn't have water, we didn't have anything to survive. You could hear gunfire, explosions. I actually shared this in the co-author book, Born to Risk. And we struggled, we went through a lot of pain. Like, it was no water, no food, no shelter, not the clothes that we have now, nothing. And it was very cold, and you can hear gunfire and explosion. And that's my girl, okay. And say hi to McCurtis. That's
Hi.
gunfire, explosion. And then I remember my grandfather, that was my hero. He took me, and he put me on his back, and he carried me. So this is a story that has been said to me from my mom, from my dad, from my family. And that's, I always remember. And I said, you know what, I'm going to break these generational curses. I will be the first one to clear this and teach people about joy and happiness, and there's hope at the end of the tunnel. And then I became a motivational speaker.
And when did you leave Bosnia?
I left Bosnia, so I was 10 years old, so right after, around that time, because my aunt lived in Germany, and then they moved from Germany here in the United States, so they sent us paperwork. So I don't know as a child, but my mom took care of everything.
That's cool that you got the chance to come over. And
Yeah.
do you ever go back to Bosnia, or do you have family or anybody back there still that you get to talk to?
Well, after I got married, I was 22. Finally, I went to visit the country, but it brought a lot of back pain and emotions, because as a little girl, I saw those things. I saw houses burned down. I saw people having no food. I saw people struggling. I saw my father killing himself, working so hard, and everything he did, McCurtis, I got chills. He did out of fear, to protect his children, to provide food for the children. So I saw really painful things, and I think it brought back a lot of memories. So all I did was cry. And then I tried to give as much as I can and feed as many children as I can. But it cannot do it. One person cannot do it all.
Is that how you got into, you talk about basically your business, you're helping moms find the root cause of pain and remove negative memories?
I don't know if you can see how much I get excited. This is the information so powerful. Yes, I can find, so what I'm so powerful, and I never considered myself this powerful until I started seeing, and still I started seeing clients, instant transformation shifts. And what I can do is I can measure how much pain and emotion store in the body. I can locate it out of 80,000 thoughts. I can find the exact memory, exact emotion, how old you were, who was there, who was present, what you were wearing. I mean, to the detail, we'll find the exact memory. Then we can talk to the subconscious mind. And then what we can do is we can rewire the memory, install the new program. We can change the memory. If somebody wants to keep the memory because they still have attachment to the mother or father, they can keep it. If somebody has a bad experience, trauma, they went through something really painful, you can remove it instantly, because the fear you can remove instantly.
Is that something you've created yourself, this strategy that you're using, or is that something you've learned from your mentor?
I applied to myself and I found the truth. When I found the documents and files, when I found the truth, I started applying that to my life. And then I started seeing 365 transformation, me in the mindset, in my energy. And I was experiencing so much joy. And then I learned hypnotherapy, NLP, EFT, and then I applied my strategy in it.
Okay. NLP, next level programming, and then
Yes.
what was the other ones you mentioned?
EFT, emotional freedom techniques, where you can tap on certain acupuncture body parts to remove limiting beliefs or pass some emotions and traumas. But this is more powerful than EFT, because when I was working yesterday with Jenny, or I was working with Marim, I was working with David, I was working with Brian, like, it doesn't matter what age you are, because we all have pain and emotions, and we're all living with something that we either hear shame or guilt, or we don't feel love or seen or heard. And because something that he was experiencing this moment led him to it, we found out that he experienced exactly the same feeling, the same emotion when he was 8 years old. And we found the
Wow.
memory. Yeah.
And then what do you do with that? Is there something you have them repeat, or what's the strategy for actually getting rid of the memory?
So 2 sessions I do. The first one, sometimes it's a lot of pain that comes up. I had a lady that cried so much, but after that she was, I love you, Marsada, thank you, Marsada. It felt amazing. But it's 2 sessions. The first one, we locate the root cause of the pain, we find the memory, we find who is involved. And the second memory, we do massive recode of the mind, where we install the new program, and now she can, when she installed the new program, she can heal, and we give her a blueprint to apply every day in the 3D physical world. So she starts seeing results. She said, Marsada, the results that she applied in the past, she started applying in the 3D. She started manifesting money, success, love, joy. She's like, this is magic, Marsada. She's like, I feel like a witch, but it's like, no, you're not a witch. This is something that is God-given faculty. God has given us the ability to create, because our mind, our thoughts become things.
That's another powerful thing you said right there. In our mind, thoughts become things.
Yes.
And people don't realize how powerful it is to be focusing on good, focusing on, just like in the Bible, it talks about focusing on what's good, what's right, what's pure, what's honest. Your life changes when you focus on good stuff rather than negative.
Exactly, because so many of us were not afraid, that we're living in fear. I found out after studying and learning from Dr. Rob Kelly and so many other powerful people, that I give glory to Daniel Gomez, Emiliano Roman, Jose Escobar, all these. God bought the tribe to help me, and he's like, now it's your time to give this knowledge to people. And I found out the fear is an anger, the fear is depression, the fear is anxiety, the fear is low self-esteem. It's all fear. And now you can locate the fear, McCurtis. Most people have emotions, but you can locate the fear. Some people have fear in the eyes, some people have fear in the back, some people have the fear in the forehead, and they know exactly what color, what shape, what design, and we can remove it.
I'd never heard of that. I guess I haven't looked into fear a whole lot, but
Yes, that's why I said I'm the powerful one.
and then when people want to work with you, so you got a mother who has gone through some negative stuff. She needs to get rid of those, the pain or bad memories or whatever it is. What's the best way? You do mainly one-on-one coaching, or do you do group sessions, or?
So what I've been doing lately, and I created a program called Powerful Woman Mastery. I don't know if you see me so excited on social media. And this was done out of faith. I was like, you know what? I know this knowledge works. I know it's so powerful. I saw the transformation in me. So I started working with 17-year-old millionaire Ondra Memic, who also helped me. Said, Marsada, you need to get this knowledge out there. So then I started on social media. I created a Powerful Woman Mastery, and we had 8 women already signed up to my program. They're experiencing amazing transformation. I love her, but sorry, Mike Curtis, for this, but she wants to be part of the video. They're experiencing amazing transformation. There's amazing testimonials on. So what I do is, it's easy to get on the phone, because you want to connect to people. And then if you want, you can do the Zoom, you can do the FaceTime, you can do the Voxer. But I feel like people want to connect to you, get to know you.
Yep.
Right? And that's what I feel like, if people can see that I really care and I really love, and I'm a mom and I'm multitasking, then they're going to see, okay, you know what, if she can do it, so can I.
I always love the, said it's funny seeing parents get stressed out over the kids, but then the cute stuff the kids doing is typically adding to the call.
She's loved me way too much. Like, she's part of every training, Zoom calls with Daniel. I don't know if you've seen the videos. She's part of Zoom calls. She
That's
just
awesome. Do you have you're talking about the target age range of moms, 21 to 35 years old?
Yes.
Do you have a target age range of kids that they've got, whether it was born when they're real young, or if doesn't matter how old their kids are?
But when it comes to target audience, for me, what I realize is that I can work with mom, but I can also work with men, because men also deal with pain and trauma. Men deal with emotions. Men, they have to be the provider. They have to take care of everything. So they also have maybe that, like, maybe if a child grew up with a bad relationship with a father, he or she can create a belief that he's not worthy and deserving. Like I was working with a client, Kevin Hernandez, who actually published a book, You're Worthy, right now. And as I was working with Kevin, we found out that something that happened to him led down to some belief that he experienced with his father. So as he was 40 years old, he was still living that belief. Unconsciously, he wasn't aware until we broke through it. And then he said, my tingles are gone, because he was experiencing tingles and pain in his hands.
Wow, that's crazy.
So most people, they have to understand I'm a mom. I have multiple jobs. I also work with Daniel Gomez Enterprise. So I'm multitasking with children. So this is how I do my work. And I didn't expect her to be this excited now.
Oh, very cool. And then what is it you do for Daniel Gomez?
I'm working with his organization where we help people if they want to learn how to speak, if they want to write a book, if they want to publish, if they want to become an author. It's all part of a group, and he gives you access to that. So he helped me become a motivational speaker. I had a desire, and I think it happened at one time. One time I was watching a Create conference, and I reached out to him, and with the faith, God said the faith, I reached out to him, and I wrote him the list of all the things I want to accomplish and continue my grandfather's legacy. And
oh, wow. And you mentioned the Create conference, too, with Ken Jocelyn, right?
Yes. And from there, I wrote him this amazing list. I never expected, he's a millionaire, he's going to take an interest in me, a simple mom. And he did, and then we did a Zoom call from there. He opened the doors, and I became a speaker. And from there, I spoke, and it was really amazing. The first time I was actually speaking in Texas, they called my name first. I did an amazing job. It was a powerful experience, and I wasn't trained in speaking. Just one moment. I know you love me, I know. She loves me way too much, McCoy. But here, why don't you sit down with me and be nice, okay? Can you do that? I didn't expect her. Do you know what? My husband did this. He gave her chocolate when I said forbid her from chocolate. And they get hyper. I loved it. I spoke on the stage, and then I connected to the audience. And the first time in my life, it was amazing. I knew that I was meant to do that. I made everybody cry. They started hugging me. We became their friends. From there, opened the doors for me to speak on other stages and travel. And it's my passion to share and teach people that there is hope, that there is light, and even with children, no matter what's happening in 3D, we can manifest our dreams, and we're capable, we're strong, and we're beautiful, and that we're king and queens. But we've been told young age that we're not good enough. We are more than enough. Yeah. More than enough.
That's powerful. So now you've got, if somebody's trying to get a hold of you right now, they want to hire you to go through and help them with the negative memories or trauma or whatever they've dealt with as a kid, what is the best way? Is that to reach out to you on Instagram or?
Well, I have 22 accounts that are run by myself. God takes the glory. So Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Reach out to me as a big brother and sister. Say, Marsada, hey, what do you do? And let's connect. Let's get to know each other. Let's see if I can be the assistance to help you. Because McCurtis, sometimes I don't even want to work with certain people if they're not matching my energy. I learned that through my journey. I want to work with people who really want to change, who really want to experience the results. And they don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste their time.
If I Google you, I see if I search Mirsada Memic, you show up on a whole lot of different platforms.
Correct.
Also, we'll have you in Newswire magazine and some of these other places, so we'll try to link back to your article or to your social media posts from there. Try to make sure we can get you connected with folks that are trying to find you.
Yes, honestly, TikTok is one of the fastest way for me because I kind of like TikTok. It's you can get to the variety of audience, then Instagram hides the algorithm. So if you connect with me on social media, send me a message, or my phone number. I'm more than happy to help you.
Sounds great. Well, I'm really looking forward to get this interview shared and published and just be able to get connected with people. Tell me again a little bit more about about growing up in Bosnia, and so you left there when you were 10 years old. Can I ask you what type of things that made you decide to start helping people getting rid of the negative memories?
Yes, my friend, because I didn't know I was hating God so much. I was questioning my life. I didn't understand why I had to go to struggle, why other people had the success I didn't, why my parents had to struggle so much. And I'm going to get a little bit emotional, but my father always told me, Marsada, you have to work hard. So what did I do? I worked so hard, but it just something wasn't matching. It didn't feel good for me. It didn't feel right. And then when I lost the faith in God, I went down depression, anger, anxiety, low self-esteem. It felt worthless. I felt nothing. I felt not so good. But then when I discovered that knowledge and that information and I started applying it, and then I noticed that the brain was a transmitter frequency, and that the penalty we must pay if we neglect this information. We get to choose what kind of life we want to live. So we are in the power, we're in control. We're so powerful, but they don't want us to know how powerful we are. Like whatever the mind of the man can conceive, believe, he or she can achieve. Whatever they can see, hold and hear, they hold in their hands. So it's all about energy, frequency, vibrations. I started studying the knowledge. I mean, I can speak on it for 8-9 hours. That's how much passion I have. It's so powerful. When I just learned how to heal the inside, because most people told us, Marsada, to be successful, to achieve success, joy. Success is a progressive realization worthy idea. As a mother that wanted children, she's a success. But we've been told that we have to get it now. But the point is, you have to be happy now, be grateful now, be excited now, enjoy the process. It's just a game of life and how to play it. So I became obsessed studying energy and frequencies and how the mind works and which state the brain operates. And then I noticed the change in me. Like as you see, I speak from my heart. You notice the change in how you're thinking, how you're spending your time, who you're giving your access to. You start surrounding yourself with people who have the life you want to live. God opens the doors for you to be around millionaires and billionaires. And I was the first one in my life to break generational curses, to be around very, very successful people. Now you start thinking differently. God opens the eyes so you start seeing different experience, opportunities, things start lining up, and then you learn everything you've been told has been a lie, that you're perfect, that you don't need to fix things, Curtis, that you're born perfect, you have no flaws, you have no depression, you have no anxiety, but you picked it up somehow, right? You experienced the pain, the tribulation somehow. Why? It leads down that when a child didn't feel loved, seen, and heard, creates a belief inside. It doesn't matter whether you're 20, 30, 40, 50, you're still living that belief. And so I broke my belief at 30. I'm 30 years old. I broke the belief at 30, and everything started changing. I learned the secret belief, not the hard work outside they tell us, it's the healing inside. The more we heal, the more blessings, the more amazing we feel. That we get to know ourselves, we get to know our thinking. And the secret really was to learn how to calm down those 90,000 thoughts. And that was the reason we were experiencing pain, struggles, depression. It was those thoughts that were creating these emotions, and we believed in these thoughts that were lies.
Now, if you could suggest, I heard you quoting stuff like success is the progressive realization of a worthwhile dream, what the mind can conceive and believe it can achieve, those type of things. I think those were Earl Nightingale, right?
Obsessed with Earl Nightingale, yes.
Yeah, really, really great knowledge there. If you could give me, say, 2 or 3 books, tell me the name of the book and then what you would like people to learn from that.
Yes, so I love The Power of Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy. It teaches you how the mind operates and how you need to learn how to manage your emotions and thoughts. I got so good at McCurtis, I can control my thoughts like this. I can send the frequency of what I want, so I'm not focusing on lack. Whether I have my manifestation or not, I feel amazing. And that's why I teach people, because God says if you're grateful, I will give you more. So what if you teach them the right knowledge? You start healing them, teaching them how to install a program, teaching them how to manage their emotions, teaching them how not to react. You start feeling super amazing. So another book, my friend, I love is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Another one that I love is Be Obsessed and Be Average by Grant Cardone. I don't know if you know Grant Cardone. I connected to his wife. I read her book, Build an Empire in an Hour. She shared me all over social media.
Okay. Yeah, Elaine is incredible too. They got their kids are awesome.
I love her. Like I got inspired by a woman who's so powerful. I was like, I gotta get her book. I gotta get to know her. I wanna know what she's doing. So I started thinking how I can get access to them. So I got books. I got some courses just to learn because I wanted to get the knowledge. But another book that's really powerful is there's so many, so many. There's a Makings of the Millionaire Mind by Daniel Gomez. Yep. Super powerful. It teaches you how to use the 27 money files, so how you can start debuting that wrong belief about money, and how you can start applying the new belief so you can attract and bring the wealth into your reality. Another book that I love is The Power by Rhonda Burns. Okay. You have the power, you're in control. There's so many. There's another one, 369, right next to me, because that one's very powerful, and you can have that book in my store. It's about learning how to think in the morning and transmit the frequency in the morning. That's another one. Then there is, oh my God, I can go the whole list. Actually, you know what? I have the list right here.
Okay, perfect.
Because this is something that I'm passionate about. I read a lot of books, but one of my, I have the one of the 10 best books. I actually post on social media too. The Power of Subconscious Mind, The Secret, The Power, The Law of Attraction, Frequency, Vibration. There's a book called Frequency and teaches you exactly how to raise your frequency of energy.
I hadn't heard of that one. I've heard of most of the ones that you're sharing, but
There's another one by Neville Goddard, The Feelings is a Secret. As right now, I can't find it, but so many of books I actually post on social media. There's a couple of them from Bone, Be Obsessed, Be Average, Sell or Be Sold, Closing Survival Guide, so many of the books I read.
hey, Marsada, it was so great to have you on the show today. I just really appreciate you being here and sharing the knowledge and wisdom that you did. Do you have any final thoughts for our audience before you get off the show?
I believe, as I said, the devil do anything in his power to destroy you, to make you think you're not good enough, you're not strong enough. He'll put obstacles, use your children, use your family to get you off the path. You have to be stronger, continue on your journey, believe that you deserve it, and God will serve it, which means you're amazing, you're smart, you're qualified, you're loved by God. So don't let the obstacles or something that happens in 3D to stop you from going after your dreams. You got this, like me. I was around my daughter, but we have to keep going.
Perfect. Powerful. Thanks so much again for being on the show, and I'll let you know as soon as we're ready to get this draft online for you.
Thank you, McCoy. Have a blessed day. Bye,
Appreciate
fans.
you, Marsada.